March 7th will mark 60 years since the Selma to Montgomery March. Hundreds of people gathered in Alabama demanding voting rights. It was a key event in the civil rights movement. And here in the capital city, there will be a service to observe that historic route. Plus, they are planning to march and inform people about the upcoming election. Pastor J.C. Richardson with Wesley United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge is here to tell us all about it. Thank you for coming in once again, Pastor Richardson.
And thank you so much for having me here today. We really appreciate it. As you all know, Wesley is a place that is centered to the Baton Rouge community.
Yes.
And we try to promote certain things such as unity. My grandmama always told me if it's a good message, it's worth being repeated. And one of the messages that we're trying to repeat with this particular, what I like to call a unity symphony, is that we're better together. And I think that through this service, we call it a three-part symphony. We're going to have a service, we're going to have a march, and then we're going to march to the Capitol steps. And then on the Capitol steps, we're going to try to give some background, some information that has to do with the amendments that will be voted on March the 29th. And we think that, especially during these times, where people may feel alone, people may feel that there is a sense of darkness, if you will, but we want to shed some light and say that, you know, only light can put out the darkness that some people may be feeling today. And that's what we want to do. We want to say that unity has the last word, being informed citizens has the last word, and also being involved in the citizenship process, being voting, has the last word. We're in this thing together.
And you kind of mentioned it because you said being involved has the last word. And one thing that you do and other community leaders, you always try to, I guess, inform people of the past. And 60 years ago, the Selma March, like I said, it was about voting rights. Can you just kind of encourage people who think that, oh, I'm not involved into politics, or I don't get involved in politics. But even if you don't, politics involves you, whether you get involved or not.
Well, I think that we tend to use the word politics and forget about policy. And I think that we need to keep those two things together. And I think that many persons may believe that they are not involved in politics, but you can rest assured that they're involved in policy. Every single thing that they do, from the money that they spend on gas, from the money that they spend on their electricity, and don't forget that the money they're spending on eggs and all of those type of things are involved within certain policy that has been passed. And the way in which citizens involve themselves in the policy process.
The policy process?
Yes, the policy process is by being informed about certain things that they will have to vote on at the ballot box. And I believe that this particular time in our city, in our state, and definitely in our nation is a Selma moment. And I think that this Selma moment, we need to inform people that there is a policy process that everybody needs to be engaged in and not get involved in the whole idea about, well, I'm not involved in politics or you're involved in politics. No, that's the type of division that we're trying to overcome.
Now tell us about the service, the time it starts in the church address.
Definitely. Well, 544 Government Street. Bring some comfortable shoes, but you can also be suited and booted. It's at 10 o'clock on a Sunday, and we're going to have a service, an ecumenical service. We'll have persons from different religious backgrounds there. The mayor will be there, so it'll be a community service. And then after that, we'll march to the Capitol. And then we'll have an event at the Capitol focused on informing people about the amendments and the voting on March 29th.